This woman poured a basin of water into the water vat. However, when she checked the bottom of the vat, she didn't see a single drop of water. So, the woman connected a hose to the water vat. Meanwhile, in a military camp 1,000 years ago, the same water vat was continuously spewing out water. The soldiers, who had suffered from a long-term water shortage, were overjoyed. They mistakenly believed this was a gift from God. However, the woman accidentally fell asleep. When she woke up, she received a call from the property management. They informed her that her household had used 10 tons of water in a single night. Unable to afford the high water bill, the woman hurriedly turned off the faucet. But when she looked at the water vat, she found not a single drop of water inside. The woman turned around and saw some leftover food, so she put the leftover food into the water vat. The next second, the food disappeared without a trace. And in the military camp 1,000 years ago, everyone was troubled because the water vat had stopped supplying water. The soldiers were starving, but suddenly, food fell out of the water vat. After tasting it, the soldiers found it was pure white rice. Before everyone could even recover from the surprise, other food items fell out of the water vat. This made the soldiers even more convinced that this was God's protection. So the general specially held a ceremony to thank God. But unexpectedly, the fire used for the ceremony was transported to the woman's home. It almost burned her carpet. The woman was instantly furious. She angrily accused the water vat of treating her home like a garbage transfer station. To get revenge, the woman unhesitatingly threw all the expired food in her house into the water vat. But she didn't know that her actions were making the soldiers extremely excited. In the eyes of the soldiers, ordinary food had become a treasure. But this food was far from enough to feed the entire city's populace and soldiers. So the general wrote a letter to the woman asking for help. Only after reading the letter did the woman realize that this water vat was connected to 1,000 years ago. The woman believed the general's request. She immediately ordered a lot of food online, but then the woman suddenly realized she had been too trusting of others. Just at that moment, a piece of gold fell out of the water vat. Before she could even react, ancient artifacts, gold, silver, and jewels from various eras suddenly flew out of the water vat. By now, the woman was very happy. However, she discovered a wine glass among these treasures. The woman guessed that this wine glass must be very valuable, so she immediately invited a renowned antique appraisal master to her home. The antique master immediately recognized this vase as a decorative item from 1,000 years ago. It was very rare for it to have survived to the present, so he immediately offered $300 million to buy it. But the antique master told the woman that this military unit was exactly the one that had been completely wiped out due to a lack of water and food back then. After hearing this, the woman was too shocked to speak, so she decided she had to save them. Soon, the woman bought all the food in the entire city. Onlookers thought the woman must be crazy to buy so much food. Soon, the woman received a thank you letter from the general. But then the woman had a sudden idea. She wanted to try if this water vat could transport her to 1,000 years ago. But the next second, the woman actually arrived in the ancient world.